Hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will they be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream. My four little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
You're in tune to Roots FM 96.1 on the FM band. It's now time for Make We Talk Tuesdays with Jeffrey Tavares.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Make We Talk. Before God and all mankind, I pledge the love and loyalty of my heart, the wisdom and courage of my mind, the strength and vigor of my body. In the service of my fellow citizens, I promise to stand up for justice, brotherhood, and peace, to work diligently and creatively, to think generously and honestly, so that Jamaica may, under God, increase in beauty, fellowship, and prosperity, and play her part in advancing the welfare of the whole human race. This morning I have with me a Jamaican. I fell in love with her music. I went on YouTube one day, and believe you me, I was scanning through YouTube, and I met this beautiful young lady who, when she played her saxophone, believe you me, it sounds like when Dean Fraser is playing saxophone. I have with me this morning a young lady who is no stranger to the island of Jamaica. She was born in Jamaica, I presume. Yes, she was. She's Ariana Stanberry. She's well renowned as True the Saxophonist. Yes. And she's 23 years old. She went to Burrard College of Music. That's what you said?
Berkeley.
Yes, Berkeley College of Music, where she studied music. And she's all over the globe, because I was trying to get her from sometime last month or the month before. And when I looked, she said she couldn't come on. When I end up seeing her, she's somewhere in Ghana and South Africa and all over the place. Welcome, True. How you doing? Welcome to Make We Talk.
Thank you. I'm good. How are you?
I am doing good. What
awesome.
drive you to end up loving music?
Well, honestly, I sometimes feel like it's a genetic thing sometimes, because everyone in my family is a musician, and I grew up in a very musical household. So it really came natural to me. And once I took on an instrument for myself, it just kind of clicked that music was just the thing that I was meant to be doing with my career and just in my life in general.
Where in Jamaica are you originally from, may I ask?
So I was born in Kingston, St. Joseph's Hospital, and then I grew up in Portmore, in Edgewater, Portmore. So I moved to the US when I was 6 years old. So I believe the year was 2004 was when I moved to the United States, and I've been in the United States ever since. But I do try and go back to Jamaica every now and then and visit, because I love Jamaica, and I hope eventually one day to return.
Were you there sometime last week?
Yes, I just got back to the US in a couple of days.
I saw something like she's in the land of wood and no water. Anyway, land of wood and water. Don't follow me, huh? Where you? I get to understand that you performed somewhere in Jamaica. Where was it again?
Recently, you mean?
Yes.
I don't believe I had any major performance in Jamaica recently, but I did try and travel and visit a few locations. I went to
okay.
Like to a few locations to make music with some friends. I did play at like a little festival there while I was there, and I had like a little performance at a party at a local hotel. I think it's called AC Hotel in Kingston.
Yes.
But I didn't have like any major shows or performances. Hopefully I'll be able to have that soon in Jamaica.
Do you have your saxophone there with you?
No, I don't. I don't.
Oh,
I know it's upstairs. Yeah.
oh Lord. I should have told you because I wanted to play something for me. But anyway,
Um.
I think I found something here that really gets my mind, soothing. And I'm gonna play it. I hope you can hear it.
Okay.
I sometimes when I'm by myself, I go onto YouTube and I listen to you play. You play it so good.
That's so
Um,
sweet. Thank you so much. Thank you.
because it honestly it soothes my mind. I love jazz and I love classical music.
Mhm.
And when I hear you play, it reminds me when I was growing up in Jamaica with I used to listen to Dean Fraser play the saxophone a lot. And honestly, I have never seen anybody play the saxophone as good as Dean Fraser. You're the one who's next to Dean Fraser. There's another
Oh,
Jamaican guy that I was at a wedding and he was playing, but honestly, you're next to Dean Fraser.
I
And
appreciate
I'm pretty
that.
much sure. Tell me where in the world you go and play.
Where I've gone to play.
Yes.
So since I grew up here in the US, specifically in Connecticut, I grew
Mhm.
up, learning to play through the public school system here. So a lot of my performances or my beginning performances were here locally in Connecticut in the US.
Mhm.
And then I branched out and I started to get some performances in the surrounding states like New York. And then when I went to school in Boston, Massachusetts at Berkeley, I started to get some performances there. I typically played a lot specifically during the church, especially when I started out because I was mainly like a church saxophonist.
Mhm.
And then I started to kind of branch out and do other things like birthday parties, weddings, things like that. And those opportunities also allowed me to travel. So I was able to play a few shows like in Maine, I went to Maine for the first time. Where else did I go? New Jersey, um, a few places
Mhm.
around the New England area. And then I recently traveled where I made that video. I traveled to Lagos, Nigeria for the first time to visit my
That was in Lagos,
mentee.
Nigeria?
Yes.
Wow.
My mentee Temilayo Abodunrin, she's an amazing Nigerian saxophonist, very young, but incredible saxophone player. I believe she's 12 years old now. I
I
met
think
her.
I think I met her on Facebook because I end up
Really?
sending her, I end up sending yours, my stuff to her. And she was like,
Maybe.
and she was, I was saying, do you want to come on? She said, no, not now, because, you're not with her. Because she thought, I was sending it to her, to you rather.
Yeah.
But obviously, I'm sending it to the wrong person.
But
Yeah.
yes, she's an incredible saxophonist. She lives in Nigeria and she came to the US to Connecticut to visit me. So I
Mhm.
decided to return the favor last year and I went to surprise her actually in
Wow.
Nigeria. And that's when I was able to collaborate with the saxophonist you heard me playing with Demilade, as well as some
How
other
old is
incredible
he?
saxophonists. I believe he might be 14. I think he's very young, yeah.
Yes.
Very talented, and he plays as if he's been playing like his whole life. He's a great
Yeah.
player. But yeah, I've been able to perform in a few places this year or this summer. I also have some upcoming performances in other states, including in Florida. I'll be traveling to
Mhm.
Florida soon, to do some performances. I'll also most likely be back in Jamaica a few times for some upcoming performances as well.
Have you ever been invited to the Jazz and Blues Festival?
I haven't, but I was able to play. I have a friend of mine, Joe Davis, or Joseph
Mhm.
Davis. He's an incredible multi-instrumentalist, also from Jamaica, from Montego Bay. He's
Mhm.
currently studying at Berkeley, and he played there, I believe it was last year. And I was able to play, like record a saxophone part
Mhm.
as a part of his performance. I wasn't physically there, but I was able to have a part of his performance be included with my saxophone, which was really cool. But I've never been invited, as a performer or as a musician. I think that would be really cool to play there one day.
So tell me who in your family. I mean, is your dad or your mom was the one who plays the sax, or your
I'm
grandfather
the
or
only
grandmother?
one actually in my family that plays the saxophone.
Your dad?
My dad, like no one else plays a saxophone in my family except for me.
Okay.
They're musicians though. My dad is a piano player, a guitar player, bass player. He was kind of like the choir director in Portmore at Portmore Missionary, growing up. So he plays a lot of instruments. He also sings, and I feel like a lot of the musical genes definitely comes from him. And my mom is also a singer. She's an amazing singer. I don't get to hear her sing that much these days, but I know that she has an incredible voice, so I also get some musical genes from her as well.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'm encouraging everyone who are listening and watching, go to your YouTube channel and subscribe to there, because honestly, you have an amazing way of playing the saxophone. I mean, when you go down in some really good notes, it really sells, goosebumps. I mean, honestly, you
Thank
do
you.
play
I
very well. And as I said, when I'm down or just want to listen to some nice music, I literally go to your YouTube channel and listen to it. And
Oh,
for young ladies your age in Jamaica and around the world
mhm.
who is listening or watching to us, because Roots FM go around the world, apart from Roots FM being a part of the mustard seed communities and it's only between Kingston and wherever, it goes around the world because we're on Zeno FM, we're all over the place. And
Mhm.
what would you tell young ladies your age,
Yeah.
in the land that you're from? We're going through so many things in our country.
Yeah.
What would you tell young lady your age pertaining to music?
Turn to music. Well, firstly, I would say that you are capable of achieving anything you want to achieve, literally anything, as far as being a musician or being passionate about music, wherever you stand in the music world. If there's something you want to achieve, you can achieve anything. And you being a woman does not necessarily have to hold you back. Yes, there are different forms of oppression that women and girls specifically face in this world that we can't escape and we can't ignore. Um, but once we're able to overcome that, there are so many endless possibilities that we can achieve, especially in the music world. So if there's any woman my age who's a musician, an aspiring musician, or anyone who's just passionate about music and is passionate about making it in the music industry, I just want to say to you that you have the power to achieve anything you want to in the music industry. Just a matter of you staying consistent, putting your mind to it, staying passionate about it, and never giving up on what it is that you hope to accomplish.
Tell us about you. Who is True?
Well, my name is True. My
Mhm.
birth name is Ariana Stanberry, but I recently created a new name for myself. And my stage name would be True the Saxophonist.
Mhm.
I'm a Jamaican saxophonist, like I said, born in Jamaica, raised in the United States of America. And I am a musician that hopes to influence the world with my music, with my sound on the saxophone. I'm very, very passionate about speaking up about issues that mean a lot to me, like speaking out on issues that I feel aren't spoken out about enough. I'm very passionate about speaking up for Black people. I'm also very passionate about being a voice for women and girls in general, and just highlighting the different forms of oppression that we face that I feel can easily be overlooked. And I really hope with my music to kind of just make a difference in the world, especially within the Black community. I hope to kind of just be a musician that not only likes to play music and have fun on stage, but
Mhm.
is able to take that same energy and use my music and use my voice for a bigger cause, and to just kind of use my music and my voice to make a difference, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's really who I am. I'm still technically an upcoming musician. I still have a lot of growth to do. Even though I'm getting a little bit older, I'm still, young, just
Getting older, you're
23.
young.
Still 23. So I have some time to kind of grow and develop my artistry and kind of figure out who I want to be. But I would say in a summary, that's definitely who I am.
Apart from playing the saxophone, what else do you do? I mean, do you major in anything?
In school, you mean?
Yes.
So in school, the Berklee College of Music is actually a school of music. So I did
Mm-hmm.
go there to study specifically music.
Mm-hmm.
Before I went there, I was at another school. I actually transferred to Berkeley from a different school. But I studied professional music with focuses in performance, production, and music education. And that's really all I do actually right now. I do a little bit of performances, music education, and recordings for my saxophone. That's my main job right now, which is a
Yes.
blessing. Aside from playing the saxophone, I do like to learn new instruments, dabble around, and I've been trying to learn the bass recently because I love the bass. The bass is actually my favorite instrument. I like it more than the saxophone, actually. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to learn that and hopefully get really good at that instrument so that I can kind of go back and forth between the bass and the saxophone. But
Mm-hmm.
aside from saxophone and the bass and music in general, I don't really know like what else I do. I used to run. I used to be an athlete, so I used to run track. Um, what else am I passionate about? What else do I like? I recently took up reading, so I've been
Mm-hmm.
really passionate about just like educating myself more on history. So I've been reading a lot lately, which has been really cool. But yeah, I think that's about it. Mainly just a musician.
What do you play? Do you play classical, which about you does, yes? I see where you play a little bit of reggae sometimes?
I play a little bit of everything.
Okay.
I was classically trained,
Uh-huh.
and then I was also trained in jazz through school at Berkeley. But I would say my favorite genres right now are Afrobeats. I like reggae. I like dance hall sometimes. I like jazz occasionally, like for practicing.
Mhm.
I'll say my favorite genres right now would probably be Afrobeat and reggae. But I played everything. I played funk, I played R&B, I played jazz, I played blues. I sat in with a lot of bands that play a lot of different genres, from jazz bands to funk, blues, quartets. I've done a lot of different genres for sure.
Yes. So tell me, I think I saw you playing a Bob Marley song, Three Little Birds. If my memory serves me
Maybe.
correctly.
I
Yes.
don't know if I've ever played that song.
Or,
Maybe.
or
I can't remember.
or is it I knew you play a Bob Marley song though that I was like, you're good at that. No,
Really?
I
I
don't
don't
look at Bob
remember.
Marley.
I guess I played so many songs. I
Anyway,
can't
I knew
remember
I
which
saw
one.
something when you were playing it, and I was sitting next to somebody, and they were like, "Who is that young lady?" I said, "She's a Jamaican,
Really?
Jamaican, Jamaica. She come from." Because I thought you were,
Wow.
apart from you being an American, a Jamaican American, a lot of people thought you were born up here. You're born in America,
Oh, okay, okay.
you know.
Yeah.
But you playing it, I mean, what do you get from it? What drive you at all times when you pick up that saxophone to play? What really drives you?
I think what really drives me is hearing kind of like what you were saying earlier about how like if you're feeling down or whatever, you just want to listen to something that will soothe you. I think hearing from people and what they have to say about what they feel after they hear me play is
Hmm.
really what drives me. I know also that sometimes people can say that I also can inspire them. Like if another musician is interested in becoming a musician full time, they'll say
Hmm.
like listening to me and watching me play also inspires them in their journey. So I think like hearing stories like that also inspires me as well. I think just in general, hearing back feedback from other people and knowing that me playing my saxophone is able to influence other people, inspire other people, and just genuinely make other people feel happy and stress-free and just relaxed and calm. I think that's just a really good feeling to me, and it inspires me to want to continue to play my saxophone more, continue to make music, and just continue to share my saxophone with the world.
So do you have like CDs and so forth?
I don't have any CDs, but I do have original songs out on musical platforms. I have
Hmm.
three, actually four singles now, actually maybe five. Trust and Believe, Real, Unexpected, and Jamrock Sunset is a song that I recently did with the producer, Kush Proof
Hmm.
Music in Jamaica. So those are singles you can get on all platforms, YouTube, Spotify, whatever you use to listen to music, it's there.
Hmm.
It's underneath Ariana Stanberry, though I haven't released any new music since changing my name.
Hmm.
So I do hope to release some new music and new songs as well soon. So definitely stay tuned. I hope to have some things released before the end of the year.
So if I may ask, what really prompted you to change your name?
There's a few reasons. I won't get into it really right now, but the main reason I would say is just I feel like um the new name that I've chosen for myself kind of I feel like it represents me more
Hmm.
and just kind of like what I stand for and just the meaning behind me and my music, like I described earlier. I don't know. I saw the name and it really just stuck with me. So I decided I wanted that name to be the name that represents me and my brand and my music and just me as a person in general.
In case you're listening and watching from around the world in the Eastern Caribbean, we're talking to a young lady who is a Jamaican American. Her stage name is True the Saxophonist, but her original name is Ariana Stanberry, and she was born in Kingston, Jamaica. She left Jamaica when she was 6 years old to the United States. I was scrolling through YouTube some time ago and I end up listening to her music. And believe you me, if you want to listen to some nice music, some nice saxophone playing and everything, go to YouTube. What is your YouTube channel name?
It's under True the Saxophonist and then in
Mhm.
quotes Ariana Stanberry. But if you search Ariana Stanberry, you'll find it. If you search True the Saxophonist, you'll find it.
Mhm. And if anyone wants to book her to come and play at your wedding or any function you're having, you can email you at.
True the Saxophonist at gmail.com.
Okay, and they can find you also on all social media platforms.
Yes, you can find me on Facebook, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and you can also find me on TikTok. And the app for my socials is True, TRU, and then the short and abbreviation for official. So OFCL. So in total, it's TRUOFCL. That's the app.
Anything else you want to say before you go? Because I mean, I will have you here talking all morning, and I know I have another thing to go and do. But believe you me, I mean, if no, honestly, when you listen to you play, when you listen to the way how you play the saxophone, I know I'm going over myself, but honestly, when you listen to you, the way you play the saxophone, it's unbelievable.
I appreciate it.
It's unbelievable. Your final words you have to say to your fellow Jamaicans, your family. You want to shout it to your family back home?
Of course. Big up to my family, my grandma, my aunties, Auntie Pauline, Auntie Marcia, all my cousins. Much love to you. You guys have always supported me from the beginning, and I really appreciate that support. So thank you so much. And before we end, I do want to say a big shout out to you, Mr. Jeffrey. I appreciate your love and your support towards me and my music. And I appreciate the opportunity that you have given me to be able to be here on this platform today to just kind of share a little bit about who I am, what I stand for, and to help me get my music out there more. So I really appreciate you. And we need more people like you to, appreciate the young artists and to big us up, especially as a fellow Jamaican, because we as artists need support, That's what kind of keeps us going. That's what helps us get a drive and helps build our passion. And we have people like you who just support us. So thank you. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. And promise me one thing. You won't be a stranger to Make We Talk. Two, that young lady who I end up selling this stuff to by mistake.
Yeah.
And the young man who was playing in the Raise Me Up thing that you're playing earlier on. Can you organize something for me? I know it's going to be late in South Africa where they're from, but can you organize something for me one Tuesday? You have my email address, you have everything. Organize something for me where they can be over there and you're in the States, I'm back in Jamaica, and we get all of you together and we have a Tuesday for 1 hour playing all the saxophones, all the beautiful songs. Keep it going. Can you do that for me?
I will see. I'll do my best. I know they're very busy.
Yes, they are.
They're very booked and busy, but I will do my best. I'll definitely reach out and see if they'll be available for sure.
Thank you so much for coming on to Make We Talk. Do not be a stranger. And I wish you all the best that life have to offer. And I hope our Jamaican, I hope Minister of Culture, Olivia Babsy Grange, is hearing us, where she can organize something for you for Jamaica 60. You should be in Jamaica 60 playing your saxophone for this country for a 60th anniversary or 60th year of independence. A young lady who is 23 years old, who has, represent Jamaica all over. You should be on the stage for Jamaica 60. And I hope she's listening up. I hope she can get in contact with you or whatever events we're having and have you come down and play, because you are a great saxophonist.
That would be awesome. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that.
You are welcome, and you have yourself a wonderful day, and I wish you all the best that life have to offer, and don't be a stranger again.
I won't.
Okay.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Same to you.
Bye.
We were talking to True, the saxophonist, a Jamaican by birth, left Jamaica when she was 6 years old and went to the United States. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back and Make We Talk. We're coming up. We're going to speak to Mr. Donovan Reynolds. He is the director of the Ganja Growers Association in Negril. We're going to speak about Gimme the Weed, the sweet, sweet, sensey weed. We'll be right back and Make We Talk.
That one day, this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these.
Hi, I'm Sharon.
Hi, I'm Marcia.
I'm Adrian. Join us this and every Wednesday morning for Extraordinary Abilities on Roots 96.1 FM. Join us for news, views, and interviews with extraordinary people. Extraordinary Abilities every Wednesday morning, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on your extraordinary radio station, Roots 96.1 FM. It's gonna be fun, informative, and educational, but most of all, it will be extraordinary. Ordinary.
At MOD Ministry of Justice, come access quality service to keep order within the nation. We put together good legislation, legal aid to your pocket. A little is child diversion for you to need expertise. Victim service will help you cope with grief. Restorative justice, build back the peace. No matter where you come from, how we say justice for all Jamaicans. MOJ Ministry of Justice, come access quality service.
MOJ, taking justice to the people of Jamaica.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed. If these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal.
Oh, welcome back to Make We Talk here on Roots 96.1 FM, the voice of the inner city. We're really listening and watching from around the world in the Eastern Caribbean. This is Make We Talk, the voice of the voiceless people of Jamaica and indeed the world. We have, I must say congratulations to Barbados Prime Minister Mia Mottley. She was named Time Magazine 100 influential person in the world, and indeed she is. This morning I have with me Mr. Devon James, Mr. Reynolds rather, sorry. And
Danny Reynolds.
Pardon me?
Danny Reynolds.
Yes, Mr. Danny Reynolds. I do apologize about that. Mr. Danny Reynolds, and he is the director of the Negril Ganja Growers Association. We also have the chairman of the Negril Ganja Growers Association, Mr.
Delroy Johnson.
Delroy Johnson. Welcome to Make We Talk, gentlemen.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much. I'm Delroy Johnson.
Mr. Johnson, tell me what is going on. I mean, you know, Jamaica and Negril. I'll say Negril. Negril, when I was growing up, Negril was known for the best marijuana known, where people from all over the globe will flock Negril. I remember when I was growing up as a little boy, the hippies used to come down to Negril just to go up to the mountains and, you know, get a little ganja and smoke. What is going on? The Jamaica hasn't legalized the whole marijuana industry, while other countries around the world is legalizing it and using it for medicinal purposes. What do you have in store for Negril when it comes on to growing marijuana or lobbying the government to legalize it more?
Well, thank you for the opportunity to explain what we from the Westmoreland Hemp and Ganja Farmers Association have in store. We have been trying to and has been lobbying the government for some time, for land in particular, to start a project, because the government had selected us as one of two pilot projects, one in a compound and one in the Orange area here. And it's quite a few years now, and we have been struggling to get land to put that project on. And we have taken the bull by the hand now and decided that we are going to move ahead and do what we think we can do to get the thing going until they are ready or whatever. So we come up with this idea called Jamsterdam, where we are looking at an area, geographical area, where we can ask the government, not for any money, but for just a designation, a legal framework, where we can operate within all things cannabis, from school, university, research, and anchor all of that with all of Jamaica best product, so that we can create another major attraction in a designated area in Negril. One of the big problems.
Hold on for me, Mr. Johnson. Hold on a minute. You're saying to me that of all the lands that is in Negril, wasting away in Negril, you have some land that is owned by Karam Joseph. Jeffrey, don't go down the road there. That is owned by Karam Joseph. As you enter in Negril coming up, the land is the land is there wasting away. It is being given to certain political elites. So you're telling me of all the lands in Negril, you all can't get in the land, the government can't get in the land to go and plant the ganja?
Well, it's not only Negril, it's Negril and the communities around Orange Hill,
Mount Airy,
Mount Airy,
Sheffield, Little Land, and all those places, Delphin.
Yeah, we have tried and not been able to succeed at all. We have tried not for once, we have tried. I've even gone to Parliament twice and was promised the second time that in 2 weeks' time would have gotten land.
But if it was somebody from their party, you know, hey, you see how these people stay? What they did, you know, was to legalize ganja and put a cap on it that you have to pay a certain amount of money to get a license.
Yes. Yeah.
You remember the days, because I know who I'm talking to, you know, you own the place named Yard, the restaurant where I was going night and go to long and eat.
Yeah, man.
Yes. By the way, you still have the saltfish and dumpling them down there?
Yes, man. I'm breadfruit, man. Authentic food, man. And ackee and saltfish.
Oh, Lord have mercy. I remember the days I used to go there, man. Even when I come back down there, I come around and look for you too.
Man. Authentic Jamaican food. Mama cooking. Everybody love Auntie Pearl. Auntie Pearl around the kitchen, you know.
Okay. But on a very serious note, though. What is going on? What has successful government done in the sense of, I mean, you all are trying to get this thing up and going. And you're saying to me, of all the land that has been wasted away in Negril, you all can't get a piece of land? What about the land that is owned by, oh my God, York land that is up by, you know, the late William Lindsay used to own a piece of property up there?
So can I jump in?
Go ahead, Devon.
Yeah. So one of the things that has been sort of anchoring down the program is the fact that government bureaucracy. So ever since this program, when they promised to transition the small farmers from recreational ganja, i.e. illegal ganja, into legal ganja, we've not been able to get off the ground with the program. We were supposed to manage the program, and successive governments change and minister change, and during transition, the program is set back. We're here to wait until this minister is in place and select his team. And then there's a bureaucracy. We've been to loads of different meetings to Kingston over and over again. As Delroy said, we went to Parliament twice. And they change and they come up with a different program and a different plan. I think the last thing we heard about that piece of land that you were asking about, on near to adjoining Namprel Road,
right?
They were saying that bank has a lien on it, and so we're not able to get it to use because the World Bank won't allow us to use it. So that's what we heard. You understand me? I don't know how authentic it is, but we keep getting a pushback all the while, and different people have different ideas on how it should go. And while all of this is happening, the farmers are suffering, without any land. And the license fee from the TLA is so exorbitant.
It's ridiculous.
And the outlay, I mean, the minimum outlay for somebody to really plant about a quarter-acre plot of medical marijuana is about $500,000 Jamaican dollars, on top of about 6,000 US for the license. So you would think that
hold on for me, Mr. Reynolds. Hold on for me. You are saying to me, because you know me, from I was a boy growing up, you know me. You are saying to me that the ganja is being planted, where we used to plant in Negril and Motier and all those places, where government used to lock up people for it. Family members of mine get locked up for it. Friends of mine, father get locked up for it. And the people who want to grow it, America used to come down and spray the ganja and kill it out. Now America legalized ganja. And the country that has the best ganja in the world is playing with it. And
playing politics with it. You're correct. And they put it out of the reach of the ordinary Rastafarians who have suffered in the industry over the years, ordinary small farmers who have suffered over the years. And they put it, the barrier to entering the industry is very high. As a matter of fact, there are no women in the industry. You understand me? It's time by hypermasculinity. So we're asking, our chairman is asking, so say for example, women, for government to give them a grant so that they can join the industry. You know?
But
all over the world, people want to empower women, and our women farmers are culturally being screened out of the industry.
But you know, Mr. Reynolds and Mr. Johnson, you're telling me, well, the president of the Jamaica Ganja Growers Association is a well-known person in this country, you know.
Yeah, he is, and he understands the plan.
But I'm trying to figure out something here. At one point, they never used to have no president for no Ganja Growers Association. Now they have president because they want to take out the small man. It's the big man of the vumvavon, the vumvavi of society they want to put in there. So the small man can't get involved. Now we have to lobby.
Plus, Jeffrey, there are other problems. We have been trying, and Chairman will tell you that we've been trying for the longest while to open an account for WAGFA, which the ADP program, we're supposed to administer the ADP program, and we are not able to open a bank account with no support from government to do so. You're not coming on.
But it's even more than that. We are required to find the funds, but we don't have any bank account to put the funds into.
But scammers can't put money in a bank account though.
Exactly.
Okay, and we are told that because it is decentralized but still illegal, decriminalized but still illegal. That's one of the main reasons. The banks won't touch it whatsoever. And it's even got worse. Even some farmers are being pressured, because if you go into the bank and tell the bank that you're a farmer, they immediately assume that you're a ganja grower and is warning you against it.
So what sense does it make? Hold on there, gentlemen. What sense does it make for you to have the Jamaica Ganja Growers Association, or what they want to call it, and the people who wants to grow the thing for medicinal purposes? Because it's good for glaucoma, it's good for cancer, it's good for everything. You see? And I believe, I keep on saying it, I believe that Jamaica has the best ganja known. And with Jamaica ganja, the merengue, the dark bush, and the this and the that, and the devils know what, can cure diseases in the world. Why is it that the government of Jamaica, successful government of Jamaica, continue playing when it comes on to poor people getting a headway in this country? It was the poor people. It was the poor people of Westmoreland that me know of. Used to plant ganja. My father used to plant ganja, man, if I ever say it.
Yeah.
My father used to plant ganja.
Yeah.
And
lots of people got educated out of ganja.
I don't understand what is going on.
So somebody came to the symposium, a professor from St. Vincent, and he was saying, you understand me, that they in the Eastern Caribbean, they used to look up to us in Jamaica as leaders in the ganja, i.e. Rastafarian movement, because you know that ganja is tied to our culture.
Right.
And he said he came down and realized that we can't even put a pound of ganja together in Jamaica for medical marijuana. When people in the Eastern Caribbean, the government has supported them by giving them land and giving them grant to get into the medical marijuana industry. Our government here are dragging their feet.
Because you know why? They want the people who have big name to get the lands to do it, you know, that them can get a piece of the pie.
It seems so, you understand? Because that's
what seems so that happen.
And tell you what, there are some simple things that can be done to prove that they're willingly trying to help the small growers. One of the things we learned from St. Vincent and from the conference is that What those people have done is ensure that everybody that was ever charged for cannabis before any court at all, they were entitled to get a license, and there is funds available for them to access to develop their farm.
And to expunge their records. You understand me? Making them not criminal.
In Jamaica here, the conference happened?
They didn't even, I mean, the budget for the ADP program, and I know people going to take me to task for this, but it's the truth. It was nearly 200 million, and not even 1 cent was in it towards grant for the small farmers of this area, let alone Maroon Town.
My God. So hold on there. You're saying
all of it was eaten up with salaries, administrative costs, and nothing, not even a penny of grant for the farmers.
So Mr. Reynolds and Mr. Johnson, you're saying to me that out of the conference, it says that anybody who was charged for marijuana back in the days, their record should be expunged.
Yeah, they still don't get to go abroad
because the cost of expunge, you have to get lawyer and you have to prepare a document together here to get expunged, and you only get expunged if the charge was within a certain
over 10 years or something, a time frame.
What the other Caribbean has done is expunge everybody and give them license and access to land.
And in addition to that, if a person with a criminal record was to apply for a cannabis license, they would be turned down on the basis that they have a criminal record.
What sort of nonsense is this?
Do you understand me? So there is
Mr. Reynolds, hold a minute. Mr. Reynolds and Mr. Johnson, hold a minute. I'm not gonna call no name on here, but you and I know somebody in Negril, well renowned in Negril, who used to have a disco in Negril, who was locked up in the 1980s. He and another well-known Negrilian who has a hotel. And they cannot, until now, they cannot get a visa to travel, go anywhere.
Absolutely. And these are the type of people who can't get into the industry, who continue to bear a stigma. Ganja is a human rights issue. You cannot legislate on something that somebody is putting in their own body. And that's why the 2018 CARICOM Commission, who were vested with the mandate to inquire into how the decriminalization of ganja should take place. They came up with the idea, they were seeing everything that if you privilege medical marijuana over recreational marijuana, there's going to be a problem. People are going to suffer. You can't say the rich people are able to get into the industry, and then you set up barriers for small farmers who plant ganja for recreation.
And is the rich people who stop the small man them in Negril and send them go to prison?
Absolutely, you understand me? So that's the problem among other things, and we're asking for chairman. Our chairman is asking for a free zone area extending from Negril Lighthouse all the way to Mangrove Hall, Broughton, straight down, taking in Sheffield.
And Little Bay too?
Yeah, Little Bay.
Yes.
So that people can get a break. We're saying give us a year where you stop arresting our small farmers. Allow them to recuperate. Until we can sort out this thing about recreational ganja. Because elsewhere in the United States, they have, sort of make recreational ganja use legal.
Mr. Johnson,
how beautiful the structure, the infrastructure is already in place now. We have the farming community right over there, Little Bay, Orange Hill, Broughton, all of these places are farming community. And on the seaboard side, the northwestern side, there is the commercial community. You have no other place in Jamaica where the infrastructure is already in place. to take and develop it into a medical area and a nutraceutical area with everything cannabis. We have no other place like this. You're gonna have to build hotels. We have that here already. You're gonna have to build shops. We have that here already. Stores. We have all of that already. And we think
Mr. Johnson and Mr. Reynolds. Hold a minute for me. We don't have enough time here. I'm going to invite you all back. I spoke to Devon about it. We're going to have a podcast one Sunday evening.
On Sunday, we talk all things ganja.
Yes.
You know, we talk
We're
about
going to talk all things ganja. The only thing that me not going to do, I'm not going to burn it.
Of investment to this geographical area. In the southern hemisphere, nobody can match us with the quality of ganja that we are able to grow. And we are living in persistent poverty.
Bloody nonsense. And yet the government of Jamaica can go to Parliament and pass a legislation in one day with the Road Traffic Act. When they realize that they have been breaching on the fundamental rights of the Jamaican citizens when they come on to traffic tickets, they went to Parliament in one day and pass a law.
Absolutely.
And they can't legalize marijuana in this country. And yet they're talking about a 2030 vision to live and work. Live and work where?
I just want to make sure we add one more thing before we wrap up. The fact that the focus is on export. We want to build an industry here so that we can bring many tourists here. Colorado is a typical example. We don't have to look far. By legalizing marijuana in Colorado, they were able to pay off, the city was able to pay off all its debt, increase the value of property, increase employment, and to fix its infrastructure with much ease. This is something that can be replicated right here in this plot of land that we're talking about in Negril, because as I say, the basic infrastructure are here already. No other place can compete with us that will have to travel far to carry the product from across boundaries and so forth. We're talking about one plot of land that are one side of the road. One stop shop.
You know, gentlemen, we have to have this forum one Sunday evening. We have to.
Then.
Jamaica sits on trillions of dollars of debt. And if a city in the United States can pay off their debt by with ganja, and for them ganja, smell as sweet as for we.
And bear in mind that the Amsterdam has started already. Pretty soon you'll see us promoting 3 different products. Because we're not only focusing on cannabis, we're focusing on minerals and herbs and roots that are very, very popular globally.
Gentlemen, we don't have enough time. Well, we'll keep in contact.
Okay, then.
Thank you.
Yeah?
Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
Come on, Jamaica. Stand behind us here in Negril.
Thank you, Devon Reynolds, a former police officer.
Thank you.
A former a former Negril youth president. A former listen to me. This man has worked so hard in Negril, you know. It's unbelievable. He and the same Mr. Johnson, they have tried to develop Negril, and the politics of the day is wrecking Negril. And I'm saying to the government of the day, want to stop playing around, legalize the herb.
Small business are dying, man. Small hotel and small tourist business are dying. No support from government.
The Western Road is a ghost town. Anyway, gentlemen, God bless you and thank you all for coming on. Until next time.
Thanks, Jeffrey. Take care. Yeah?
You're welcome.
Jeffrey. Take care.
Jeffrey.
Bye-bye. We're speaking to 2 gentlemen from Negril, Westmoreland, pertaining to ganja. The government don't want to legalize ganja because they don't want the poor man them for getting a license. And the license is over $500,000 Jamaican dollars. What sort of nonsense is this? Andrew Holness, Prime Minister Andrew Holness and Minister of National Insecurity and Injustice, Harris Chang. I want to go on with in Jamaica. What are you going on with? What sort of nonsense is going on within the country? Legalize the herb. Legalize the herb. If other countries around the world can legalize it, what happened to we? What happened to we? We don't want poor people survive. It's the poor Jamaicans in Negril who used to plant ganja down there. And they come down there on the DEA and police and cut it down. And now the same country used to come down and cut it down. Legalize it, and no one can legalize it. I'm not talking about 2030 vision. What kind of nonsense is this? 2030 vision to live and work where? You better wake up in the country, you know. You better wake up in this country. We can't continue like this. The world is going to have a food crisis soon. The World Health Organization is saying that they have identified a lot of monkeypox throughout other countries. God help us in the last days, you know. In Revelation it said, in the last days, you know, sign and wonders, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom, father and mother against children, children against mother and father. That's happening now. And Jamaica has lands upon lands, but they prefer to get to the Chinese road and build house. What we done, yam? What are we going to eat in this country? Where poor farmers can't sell their progress because we're importing all chicken. Sweet potato, importing all sweet potato. We too foreign man and local body in this country, you know. We too foreign man and local body in this country. We better wake up in the country. Prime Minister Holness, legalize the herb. Prime Minister Andrew Holness, go to Parliament and legalize ganja. It can help the economy of the country. Nonsense going on, man. Roots is celebrating its anniversary this month. Roots FM has been around for a long time. And we're celebrating our anniversary. The hard work of technical operator, news producer Owen Brown and Dudley Thompson. They have been doing a great job to keep the station up. They deserve an award for Employee of the Year, an employee of whatever they want to give them for, but they deserve it because they've been working hard to keep the station up. Anyway, I can behave myself this evening or this morning. This is where I say so long from here. May God bless you. And may God bless Jamaica land we love. Legalize ganja, Prime Minister Holness. Legalize the herb. I am Jeffrey Tavares saying God bless you. Return to the studios of Roots 96.1 FM. Jamaica land we love. Bye-bye.